Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. The good form continues in Europe, and not just in European football, but in general this season. We're in just fantastic form, aren't we? Only 2 defeats so far this season, both to last minute goals. Another convincing win last night. It was my first home game since before COVID, my first home game. I've almost missed that place. Tell you what though, I've missed the people, the fans. I've seen some people last night that I've not seen for 18 months. So it was good to be back to the London Stadium, and what a win it was. Recording the Spurs preview in a little bit, but I want to chat about last night because there's a few things that intrigued me. 1 or 2 things impressed me, 1 or 2 things intrigued me. I'll tell you what intrigued me first of all, right? And this is because it's a bit of a pet hate of mine in football, and I know a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, and there'll be a lot of people that don't agree with me will give valid justification for it not happening. But I actually thought Genk's tactics were bang on, to be honest with you. I just don't think they were good enough to implement them, and I think we were too good to defend against them. But the whole long ball over the top thing caused us problems a few times, and I think they've been the better team out of the 3 that we've played so far in European football. And like I said, tactically that's probably how to hurt us. But their tactic that impressed me the most, I love to see it, not against West Ham. They left 2 players up for defending a corner and just caused chaos for West Ham. I say chaos, it didn't cause chaos. It caused a minor disruption when attacking our first corner because Dawson went up, and you could see Dawson get to the edge of the 18-yarder, turn around and clock that they had 2 players back. Creswell was back there with Ben Johnson. Creswell shouting at people saying, hang on a minute, you can't all go in the box, because it's a standard rule, even in grassroots football, you always keep 1 extra player back, don't you? But West Ham obviously plan for the opposition only having 1 player up front, or possibly everyone back defending, not 2. So it just threw a little bit of disruption. Yarmolenko ended up telling Dawson to get in the box, and he would stay outside it for that one. And by the 3rd corner, Moyes switched up a little bit, and Moyes took charge from the touchline, made sure Yarmolenko was in there, because his role was to stand in the way of the goalkeeper. So obviously without Yarmolenko in there, the goalkeeper's got a free rein to come out and catch it. But the 2 up top from defending a corner, I love to see that. It's a pet peeve. I hate it. I hate when, because we do it. Genk got their corner in the middle or towards the end of the first half, and we took everybody back. Every single person was back. Our furthest forward player was Jared Bowen, who was just outside the box, and as a result, Genk threw everyone up, and just thought, no, can we not just copy what Genk's done here? I like it. I just like that tactic. It was good to see a team do it. Feels like in the Premier League nobody does it anymore. Understand the reasons why, so you don't have to justify them, but yeah, it was just one of them that I thought, taking a note of that, I didn't mind it. Anyway, the Europa League, doing well. 3 wins out of 3, and I'm just going to mention this before I forget, although I have wrote it down so I don't forget. 4.5 million. West Ham have now earned 4.5 million in European football. Thereabouts, maybe a few £100, but what's that between friends, eh? 3 million for playing in the Europa League group stages, $500,000 for every win. Obviously 3 wins, 1.5 million added together to get 4.5. It's just under, it's like 4,300,000 and something thousand. But this is good. This is why we get the 3 points on the board, and that's the main thing. The main thing is the results followed by the performance, blah blah blah. But somewhere down the line there is a financial aspect to it that is rewarding for the club. Now, I'm not one for FFP. I tend try not to quote it on here too much, because I think it's a load of rubbish, really. I don't think it's implemented. Man City, they tried to use it against Man City. They turned up with a team of lawyers and laughed in the face of UEFA, who backed down. PSG have got away with God knows what with FFP, blah blah blah. So I don't tend not to quote it, but for those that do, that's 4.5 million in the kitty that goes towards West Ham. It's a budget, if you like, and hopefully it allows David Moyes a little bit of flexibility, because it's still a substantial amount of money. I know it's not. What you're going to do with that 4.5? Well, you're going to buy an average player, aren't you? But if you've already got 15 million available and you can put that in, it gives you 20 million. All of a sudden, you've gone from a bit of a punt to a bit more of an established player, isn't it? It's the difference. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a centre back that went for around about 15-20 million this summer. Vestergaard, it's the difference between Yannick Vestergaard going to Leicester and West Ham signing Kurt Zouma. So it can be a big piece of the pie. So 4.5 million earned for West Ham in 3 games to go. Ka-ching! We look like we're going to win the group. I can't see us slipping up at all. There's every possibility we're going to finish it winning 6 out of 6, which would be an unbelievable achievement. But the main thing is, if you win the group, you go straight into the last 16. You finish second, you go into the last 32. They call that playoff because you play someone from the Champions League kind of thing. rubbish. It's the last 32 as far as I'm concerned. The Champions League teams are coming into Europa League. It's not a playoff for the last 16. So we skip around, which is good for the club. It's good for the players as well. But saying that, I'm almost slightly sad. I want more football. I know it's not good for the players. They need a rest and stuff. But as a West Ham fan, I can't get enough of them at the minute. I'm looking forward to Sunday. After Sunday, I'm going to be looking forward to the Man City game on Wednesday. At the minute, as soon as the final whistle goes, I'm excited for the next fixture. Simple as that. So the more football, the more West Ham I can get at the moment, the better. But in terms of what's best for the club and the players, going straight into the last 16 is probably that. And we're well on course for it as well. And one of the things last night, Moyes, I'm not going to go into it too much because I've mentioned on the Patreon video we did this morning and last night's video I did for the Forum channel. I said that, Nuno called Moyes out a little bit, saying, I'm going to rest 11 players, I'm going to keep my players fit for Sunday. What are you going to do? And Moyes says, well, I'm going to stick with my plan. I'm going to play Vice, I'm going to play Souček, I'm going to play Aaron Caswell and Jared Bowen, then I'm going to take them off. And it worked. But the fringe players, because fringe players is harsh, but we rotated in players like Yarmolenko, Vlasic, Dawson, Diop all come in, and the benefit of Europa League is they're now fit and ready to go. Should one of those centre backs be needed on Sunday, usually you'd think, they've not played for 3 weeks, they're going to be a bit rusty, they're not up to scratch, they're not match fit, are they? But because of the Europa League, they're ready to go whenever called upon in the Premier League should we need them. When they come off the bench, there's no, he's not featured for 2 weeks or whatever. He's featured 3 days ago. He's ready to go. So we're going to really see the positive implications of the Europa League later on as well. I think Moyes has handled the squad balance really good. I mean, personally, I would have liked to have seen Rice or Souček not start last night, but I get why Moyes has done it. And like I said, when I sit here and bang on about Europa League in seasons gone by and about how much I want it, I can't get into Europa League and complain about using first team players in the competition. I want to win that competition, and the good thing is you get the vibe from Moyes that he wants to win it. And I know you're going to think, well, of course he does, he's your manager, why wouldn't he? In some of the domestic cups in the past, you've often got the feeling Moyes doesn't care too much about them. The squad he puts out, the team he puts out on the pitch, the attitude of the pitch would imply that he's not that fussed for it. And the reasons why are obvious and somewhat acceptable. Again, what the fans want and what the fans think is best is completely different to what the manager and the club think is best, because when Moyes first come back, we're in the relegation battle, so of course he's going to ditch the domestic cups and focus on the league. That is his priority. But as a West Ham fan, my priority is seeing us challenge for trophies. That's what I want. I want us to see us win something. And I think the Europa League, Moyes is going for it. I would heavily expect a much rotated squad against Manchester City on Wednesday. I don't think we'll see Declan Rice start. I don't think we'll see Aaron Caswell start. I think Moyes will rest as much of those players as possible. Not throw the game, but not be too bothered if we go out, because there's bigger fish to fry. The Europa League is the biggest fish. And I still think it should be our priority. We're going well in the Premier League as well, which is pleasing. It's good to see us managing both competitions, and it blows away that sort of questions and doubts anyone had as to can West Ham do both at the same time, and using clubs like Burnley, which isn't a comparable club by the way, but people used to use Burnley and say, well, when they were in the Europa League they suffered in the Premier League. Yeah, but they're down the bottom in the Premier League pretty much every season. It's not comparable in one's opinion, but it's good to see any doubts being squashed, and it means that should we qualify for Europa football next season, there won't be any doubts, there won't be any iffiness before the season kicks off. But anyway, Chester's come on the pitch last night. Like I said, only 88th minute, no time to make an impression, but he still made one, he still managed, and it'll be exciting to see him and Harrison Ashby hopefully in the last stages of the group stage. Europa League, Jamal Baptiste as well, and Elise, they can also play. It's just a shame that we can't use the new lads that we bought in the summer, Okoflex and Ekwa, who scored a really good goal for the under-23s the other night. Just a bit of a shame we can't use them, but 3 wins on the board. We probably need one more to guarantee top spot, and hopefully with 2 to spare. Then Moyes can really rotate, Moyes can really have a little bit of fun, and it was good to see the young lad getting on. He didn't have to do that, he played it safe, 88th minute, he come on, but it doesn't matter, he still got on the pitch, and Chester's isn't going to be, I'm sure Chester's would have liked more than 2 minutes, but he'll remember last night for the rest of his life. His family will remember last night for the rest of their lives too, and like I said, all he did was 2 trackbacks and wins the ball, or whatever you want to call them, but they were done with real intensity and a bit of aggression and the right balance, and both times got big reactions from the home fans as well. Everybody was delighted to see his contribution early on, but that bodes well for him. When we play Genk in a couple of weeks again, he might get on in the 80th minute rather than the 88th if the scoreline is similar, because, well, he's impressed. 2 minutes in, bang. Moyes will love what he saw. But in terms of individual performances, I sort of touched on some last night. I think we were really good. I think we were, across the team, we were really good. I thought the centre-backs were fantastic. I thought Aaron Cresswell was just brilliant. He's having a really good season, Aaron Cresswell. I think his season's gone underrated a little bit. And statistically, it's not as good as last year. Last season, he probably had more assists on the board at this point, probably created more chances. But I actually think this season, he's doing better than last season. I thought he was fantastic. Just such a good player. And I imagine he's going to be vice-captain next season when Martin Noble no longer plays for West Ham. I imagine Aaron Cresswell will be the official vice-captain. And boy, he deserves it, because, there's like a statures, if you like, in football. Legend, the top. Can you be the legend of the club? But wherever one's come underneath that, hero, cult hero, so on and so forth, Aaron Cresswell's starting to creep up them a little bit. I think, pound for pound in terms of money, what a signing he has been. But last night he was just ridiculously good. Some players had quiet games. I thought Lanzini had a bit of a quiet game. I thought Rice and Souček had quiet games, which was good. Not their fault. Genk's tactics meant that the game bypassed the centre of midfield. They got the ball, hit it long. But Rice and Souček's job, support the attack when possible and protect the back four when possible. They've done both with minimum fuss, so they just didn't really have to get involved in the game too much. Good performances by everyone involved, really. I thought Ariola looked alright. I've seen mixed reviews on him because he sort of could have done a bit better for their disallowed goal, maybe. Flapped it across, which I missed at the game. But Gonzo told me about it, and I believe Gonzo. I'm hoping he's not tricking me here about him flapping at something. But I thought he looked quite good. I thought his distribution was good. There was that one quick throw he did to Aaron Cresswell and released him. And that's the one grievance I've got with Fabianski's distribution is really poor. Ariola's a lot better. So it's refreshing to see the partnership of Diop and Dawson continues to get better. Both had really good games. So yeah, just utter positivity last night. But what a win for West Ham. 3 wins out of 3 in European football. Like I said at the start of the video last night, it's sometimes you just have to take a moment to reflect, because the last time I was at London Stadium, we beat Southampton. Now, the football was fantastic. Funny enough, Sebastian Elliott was impressive in that game. Maybe I'm not going to do another one of those videos again soon. But that was a big win for us against Southampton, because we were in a relegation battle. We were trying to get out away from the bottom 3. Huge win. Now roll forward to my next home game. We've just won 3-0 in European football to stay top of the group with a 100% success rate. 3 clean sheets. The transformation in that 18 months, and bear in mind there was no football for a large part of it, the transformation in that 18 months is just still unbelievable. And when I say unbelievable, it is. You just think, how has this happened? Many different reasons. The manager, of course, being the big pop. Well, he is the biggest part of that, as is clever transfers, so on and so forth. But the transformation of the football club in 18 months has just been incredible, and it sort of hits home last night when you go back for the first time in a little while, and you just think, last time I was here, I was hoping we were going to win to stay up. Came here last time hoping that we would win 1-0 and it would be the scrappiest 1-0 win ever. I don't mind. But I went there last night very confident of a win, very confident we were going to score at least 2 goals. Very confident that we were going to see some good football on display as well, because we're not just getting results, and sometimes we do have to grind out wins, or sometimes it's a professional performance, but even then the football's still good. Sometimes we don't create loads of chances, but we keep the ball on the deck. We're good. This is a bloody good football team, and last night was a bloody good match. I'm going to shut up now. I've just seen it's 15 minutes. I apologise. It was only meant to be about a 10-minute video. But yeah, one happy hammer. Off to do the Spurs preview, which will be up later this evening. Enjoy this video, drop a like, and subscribe new to the channel. And yeah, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, because when I get to 20,000, if we could do that soon, that'd be nice. Thank you. Right, now I'm disappearing. Catch you in a bit.